October 2010. And my encouragement to us as the upcoming generation, tumeshinda tukiambiwa uongozi wetu ni wa kesho. Tomorrow is here. It is time for us to elect leaders who are actually going to empower citizens through the Constitution, through the total implementation of the Constitution 2010. Si tunakubaliana hiyo? So 2027, and I hope it actually is sooner. Mimi, I still have something at the back of my mind which is telling me tunaweza kuwa na general elections 2026. Kabisa. So wherever the next general election is, from pale MCA, senators, governors, women rep, and the ultimate head of this engine that we have, the presidency, let us give it to somebody who we know is going to uphold and fully implement the Constitution. And that is why I'm here today, because I believe Boniface Mwangi is one of the options that we have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Asante sana Shakira. Hey, bro, acha nikwambie one of the shocks for 2024. Yep. Unajua tuliitwa digital wankers. Hiyo kitu iliniuma sana by the way. Digital wankers tuko. You know these guys walidhani ati nyinyi vijana hakuna kitu mnajua. Kazi yenu ni kupiga panganga Twitter, ati mnasema mnakuja streets gani? Bro,
walishangaa sana June last year.
Bro, unakumbuka tucheza ball Kenyatta Avenue. Wasa walicheza ball Kenyatta Avenue tuko. Tunaonana, tunajuana. Let me tell you one thing nime realize na this country, we have a silent majority. Wase wanaangalia nchi venye inaenda na haiwafurahishi na watashtua watu sana. Is that silent majority here? Watu wamekaa tu menyamaza, lakini unajua I don't like what's happening and we are going to do something about it. You know the Bible says do not let anyone look down on you because you're young.
Yeah.
But you have to show them by example. One person I want to bring on stage now is Simba. Simba, please come on stage as I make this introduction. Makofi ya Simba.
Karibu sana Simba.
Simba, uko salama? Kabla nikupe hii mic, wacha nipeane a bit of background. Simba's brother went for the protest, but he never came back home.
Kenya, kisema Kenya mnasema Kenya. Kenya. Asanteni sana kwa hii opportunity nimepewa. Boniface Mwangi ni rafiki yangu. He has been my mentor for long. Na hiyo siku ya last year mwezi wa 6, my brother told me that ameona Boni amesema hii finance bill ni mbaya. So tufanye nini? Tuingie wapi? Tuingie street. Tukaenda street naye. But mimi nilitangulia because mimi nayo napenda kuingia maandamano. Kwa sababu maandamano inaleta mabadiliko. Si tuliandamana, mawaziri wakafanya nini? Wakabadilishwa. Sorry. So that day ilikuwa mbaya kwangu. Juu niliambiwa wewe unapenda maandamano na umefanya ndugu yako akafanya nini? Akaenda. So mpaka sasa bado niko na hiyo trauma. Niko na hiyo yani kila siku nasema justice ipatikane. Rais amekuja amepromise. Anasema atafanya compensation. But mnajua huyu ni jamaa wa kutenga. Atatenga paka atoke. So the best opportunity ya kufanya ndo tupate justice ni kuchagua kiongozi ambaye atafuatilia. Kwa sababu wenye walifanya mauaji yote wanajulikana. Si watu hawajulikane. Mnafikiria hata saa hii Ruto akienda kuwasha TV hivi aone Boniface Mwangi anatangaza urais, ataenda choo? Ataenda choo. Juu anajua next ni wapi? Kamiti. Mimi Kenya naweza sema wa Kenya, hii safari vijana wamekuwa wakisema wanataka kiongozi. Kiongozi ambaye ni rika yao, mwenye ako na upendo, mwenye ako na ujasiri. Usipokuwa na upendo ama ujasiri wa kusema Ruto mimi nitakunyonga ama nitakufunga, tuchague viongozi wenye wanafaa. Sasa kuna opposition nyingine. Opposition tuko nayo ni sisi kama vijana. Kwa sababu Kalonzo ni yule yule. Hao bado hata tunawajua wanafanana. Wamunyo fuck. Mimi najua sisi we can do it. My brother's crime was dreaming of a better Kenya. Yeye alikuwa anasema mimi naenda kwa sababu hii finance bill leo tumeongezewa mkate tax VAT ya 16%. Sisi hii finance bill ilikuwa ya kufavor mwananchi. Haikuwa inatufavor. So mimi I don't know what to say, but Kenya washauri wa Kenya tuungane vijana, tusigawanywe. We can do it. We can do it. Yes we can. Yes we can. Okay. Pia nikisema tusigawanywe ni namaanisha tushikilie wenye tunajua, because I know Boni anakuanga genuine to me and to other Kenyans. Wale wenye wanasema mambo wenye wanasema ni wenye wanagawanywa na serikali. If I say Boni Boni, mnasema love and courage. Boni Boni? Boni Boni? Love and courage? Boni for? Boni for? Thank you very much. Hata sijui nimeongea.
Asante sana. Thank you, bro. You know, the reality is Wakenya wengi sana tuko na pain, si ndio? Tuko na pain manze. We've lost a lot of people. We've lost so many people. You know, one of the interesting things is
Tell us.
Boni went for so many funerals, and I remember he was with Hussein, who's here. Hussein, big up. Wapi makofi Hussein.
Viva comrade.
Bro, unajua mimi nilikuwa na, as in, how do you carry that pain? Funeral after funeral after funeral. And if there's one thing Kenyans did in 2024 and 2025, we came through. Guys, we came through. Sasa hiyo unaona hii corruption ya SHA. Imagine what Hanifa did with 30 million given by Kenyans. Everyone's hospital bill was paid. Everyone, which means makofi yake hapo.
Ni kweli, tumpatie maua yake. Every cent accounted for. The audited books shared publicly for general knowledge. And
no single shilling was lost, which means the idea that Kenyans generally tuko na shida ya accountability na honesty, that's a lie.
Bana, uongo.
Hiyo ni uongo tunapewa. Na niliona msee anasema ati mtu aende achomeke hell. Manze, tutaanzia punishment hapa. Hiyo ya hell ni wewe na Mungu, lakini sisi na wewe tunaanzia wapi?
Hapa.
Papa hapa. There you go. Now, I want to bring to us someone who's also very dear to us.
Yes.
And someone who was part of the Maandamano as well. Just come and give us her experience and her dream for Kenya. If you've noticed, what we've done today is we've had people from all demographics. Tumepata wase from all areas. Because love and courage is about every Kenyan and making sure that everyone is at the table. And remember, you turn to the person next to them and tell them, there is space for you at the table. There is space for you at the table. Tell them there is enough for everyone.
There is enough for everyone.
Why don't you help me welcome Auma Obama. Wapi makofi ya Auma?
Wapi makofi ya Obama tafadhali.
You know, I remember you were tear gassed on Kenyatta Avenue. Oi, talk to us.
Okay. Is this working?
Yeah.
So I don't need this, right? First and foremost, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Boni, thank you, thank you. In particular, thank you to Njeri and the children for the fight you fought, for the terrible things that happened, and you've persevered and stayed with us and insisted you love this country and you're not going to stop. I feel something about the energy here. I'm one of the last people to speak, and there's something I want to do because I want to really hear you. And I work with children and young people, and we have something that we do to make sure you're listening to us, even if you're a 4-year-old or a 25-year-old. So I'm going to say we, and I want you to reply wa. And I want you to say it as loudly as you can. So here we go. We. Wa. We. Wa. We. Wa. We. Wa. That's for Boni and for me, so you listen to me. So like I said, first of all, Njeri, Nate, Naila, and Jabali, thank you so much for the journey you've taken with Boni. Without you, he wouldn't have been able to do this. So know that. As everybody praises Boni, you guys know that you're the rock behind him that keeps him upright. So thank you for that. Why I am here? Because normally I'm not on the political scene. I was asked to explain why I'm here. I'm here because even if I get mad at what happens in Kenya and with Kenyans, I love this country. Even if I get frustrated with Kenya and the politics that we do, I love this country. Even if I don't understand why you continue to vote for leaders that keep on pulling you down, stealing from you, disregarding you, disrespecting you, and lying to you, I love this country. I just don't understand you all, but I love this country. So that's why I'm here, and I believe that's why you are all here. I struggle to understand why we, as a country, haven't managed to pull it together. Kenya is so talented. Kenya is so blessed. We have so much. I keep telling everybody, Kenya is not about opportunities and potential. We already have it. We're already doing great things despite our politics. Despite the fact that we struggle, we still manage to make it. Why do we elect people who shoot our young people? Why do we elect people who shoot us? Why do we elect people who tell us? And I'm talking to you, the forces, and our police, who are supposed to protect us, that tell us to shoot our own people. It is not okay. It is not okay. We as Kenyans are not okay. We're not okay. So as much as I talk of loving my country, I'm also enraged. And I'm particularly enraged with what I call the Genoise. That's me. I'm one of them. Although I say I'm 29 forever. Genoise, how is it that we allow our children and our young people to be killed and we do nothing? Or even the little that we do, our voices are so quiet, nobody hears them. In fact, I hear people complain, these young people are such a pest. They're making so much noise. Excuse me? Who drives that big car that was going to be built by the financial bill? That was going to be taxed. And the people who died on the street don't even have cars. They're on border on foot, on bicycles. So guys, we need to understand that we as the older generation need to come on board. How do we allow it? How do we allow young people to fight for us and our cause? It's not okay. I was on the streets, I was tear gassed, and people think, oh, maybe she was just putting on a PR show. No, the reason I went was because my daughter was on the street. And she was not going to die before I die. I was not going to leave my child to go on the streets and demonstrate. And I sit at home watching on television. It's not okay. Genoise, I was explained to you by the Gen Z that it's no longer Genoise, Gen Z's, it's Gen what water. Gen what water, it's all of us. Because all of us are suffering. So where is our courage? And again, I speak to my age group because I know the young people are doing it already. We were already told by the speakers before me that it's going to happen anyway, whether we like it or not. So we need to have the courage to put away our fear, to start not walking with our eyes wide shut and pretending we don't see what's happening. Because we also have those bills. We're also being, in fact, it's us who are being taxed. It's us who are going to the hospitals and not getting the treatment because the systems that are being put in place now don't work. They don't work for us. And why? Because those who put them in place don't use them. So we need somebody who says, if you are in government, if you're in politics, use our education system. Go to public schools. Send your kids to public schools. Go to the public hospitals. Get your people treated in the public hospitals and don't fly away. That's when we're going to have change, because they're going to realize we need to fix this country so that we can live in this country. Don't send our children abroad to go and, excuse my language, I'm very direct, to wipe old people's butts because they don't want to do their own work and make them become bus drivers. I disagree. We are too talented for that. It should not happen. The killings that are going on, I looked at that exhibition board outside. Constantly, anybody who says something and opposes is getting killed. Why? We're trying to fix our country. We need to fix our country. And we need to do it. We, every individual. It is not okay to wait for government, to wait for leadership. Each of us is a leader because each of us needs to function in this country. So Bonnie is just showing us the way. I've followed Bonnie's journey for a long time. I'm always in the background because I'm not always available. But I know his struggle. And one thing I know about this man is that he loves his country. He loves his country. And he has the courage to show it, despite the fact that he started when he had a very young family. He even had to go into exile, and he came back. He could have stayed in America or anywhere else, but he came back. So guys, the basis of this struggle, this journey, is love for country. Let us remember that. They said they were tribeless. They said they were leaderless. They said they were fearless. And they said they were not going to stop. And now when they were criticized about leadership, they are now looking at leadership. So they are fixing it. The young people are fixing it for us. We need to stand by them. We need to become fearless. And we need to be tribeless. Let me talk to my Joluo community. Please, guys, this is not about tribe. Joluo. Turwa se ketenda lo mangeng. Jomo se bedo niri towa. Eregi. Wa all. Eregi magitimo. Huh? Jodongo mangengo. Eregi magitimo. Pile pile iwondowa. And actually, guys, if I disappear, please come and disappear me. Because Giriaso, they are deceiving us. It is not okay. Joluo, we are the brightest. I've been told in Luoland, and I'm exceeding my time probably, you're told if you don't throw stones in Luoland because you might hit a professor or a doctor or PhD or professor. How can we be so bright and still be so behind the times? I'm being polite here, okay? So Bonnie is going to be the example for all of us because not only the love is there, but also the courage. He has the courage to say, either way, I'm going to fight. With or without you, I'm going to fight. And this is what each of us has to do. So I am behind you, Boniface Mwangi. I am behind you, the Mwangi family, because I believe that you are going to do what the young people have said and work with our constitution in order for us to have a better country. It is possible. We can do this as Kenyans. We are able. We deserve better. We actually deserve the best. And at the moment, I think the best is Boniface Mwangi. Thank you very much.
Hey, before you go, Sasa, this is what the crowd has said. The engagement you are telling them. Now I've been told, Oma, that belongs to millennials. Gen Zs have a way of doing it. Yes. It may require moving your waist. DJ, twende kazi. Come on, John, say that one, eh? Hey, say wah, 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 in a wah, 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 in a wah, 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 in a wah, in a wah, in a wah, in a wah. Hey, round of applause for Auma Obama, everybody. Asante.
Hizi viuno ni same. Hizi viuno haziwezi kuwa same. I've done something, I felt like I popped my hip. You know, so
sema naweza ambia DJ rudi ukiwa hapo sasa. Wewe peke yako tu wewe. Ehe. Twende.
Mwache tu hiyo.
Ai.
That's the best I can do, bro. Alafu mimi ni wa kanisa manze. Sasa unajua sisi tunajua tu. Aniweke hapa nini ngoma za church niko ndani. Sasa we have a gentleman who's come all the way from West Pokot. As in, just so you know, this is a big deal. Gentleman who's come all the way from West Pokot. So help me welcome Ngolepus Kipto to come and tell us what the people of West Pokot are saying. Wapi makofi yake?
Aye. Nikisema one time, mnasema siku zote. Ama mnaogopa nani? Si tulienda kwa street. Kama nimetoka West Pokot kuja hapa, kwani inamaanisha aje? Si ndo gava? Ama kuna gava ingine? So kwa majina naitwa Ngolepus Kipto. Manze mimi ndo ule msee mwenye tulikuwa huko West Pokot na 24th last year June tulikuwa kwa street. Pia hii ya juzi tulikuwa pale. Si ati tuko pale kwa street juu hatuna kitu ya kufanya. I'm an agricultural economist by profession. Nimetoka pale Egerton, mzae wangu by the way, nikiongelea historia kwetu kidogo juu unajua hauwezi jua penye unaenda bila kujua penye unatoka. Mimi mkoro wangu alipass nikiwa class 7. And what happened ni sister yangu mimi ndo alitusomesha sisi tuko 7 in our family. My dad alikuwa blessed na 27 kids. So in our family, imagine 7 kids. No, 3 wives. My dad was a hero, so I can congratulate him in absentia. So in a family of 27 kids. So imagine mse budangu ni chief, ni civil servant pia. Angeweza kumanage. He used to sell some of our plots na kutusomesha. So ilape na kasomesha ma sisters wangu, nikakuja sisters wangu akapata kazi, and he did that to me and my other brothers. Nimemaliza shule niko hapa, naambiwa niende kwa barabara kazi naweza uza mandazi jameni. Tunaweza uza mandazi sisi wote. Nani atakula mandazi ya mtu mwingine? So we need to be realistic kidogo kwa sababu si tunabebwa mafala. Tumeletewa juzi boda. Sijui kama upiko kuna mtu ndani hapa alipata moja atuambie iko wapi. So how comes unatupatia vitu wenye sisi serikali ilitumia a lot of money. Mimi niko na help loan nafaa kulipa almost 200,000. How can I pay that without jobs? Kuja West Pokot, acha nirudi nyumbani kidogo. Huyu jamaa anatuletea affordable housing. West Pokot County. West Pokot is one of the most marginalized county in Kenya with the literacy level of 60 plus. If you can Google, you can see that. 60 plus. 10% of our population wameweza kufinish high school education. So you can imagine those who have finished university. Anyway, before niendelee sana, kama umetoka West Pokot na mimi unua mkono. I have a brother there and a lady there. Sijui kuna mwingine? Yeah. Those are hao ndo watu wachache sana kidogo walijaribu kupata masomo. So for us uona kuja tuko na tuko na a lot of resources in West Pokot. Tuko na minerals. We have a company called Devki. Kama mliona Sebit Klinga factory. I was with Boniface Mwangi this year in Tanzania na nikiwa on my way to Tanzania Arusha. Tuliona hizo malori zimetoka all the way from West Pokot inapeleka our clinker, a very critical component in making cement Tanzania. Inaenda Rwanda, inaenda Burundi na inaenda hadi Uganda. But when you tell Ruto, why don't you make sure uprocess his stuff hapa ishe ikue final product for job creation, anatuambia sijui mambo gani. Kwa sababu unajua, imagine kukue na parking, kukue na hizo vitu yote, kukue na transportation, it means employment ita increase huko West Pokot. Wao unatuletea housing. We have a meat plant that is dead. Ilikuwa initiated by the previous president Uhuru Kenyatta. I'm an agricultural economist. Wewe unakuja unatuletea housing, mimi niko na kwetu na nikitoka kwetu kuna rentals zenye ziko empty hata watu waje occupy, unakuja kutujenga. Unajenga housing West Pokot, akili yako inafanya kazi. With a population of 600,000. Population of 600,000. Housing. Si angejenga housing basi Kisumu in the cities. Sisi atulete developments. Ukienda huko unatupata tuko na mambo na our gold is being exploited. It's being exploited na hizi kampuni za huyu jamaa anaitwa Duale na marafiki yake, kuna huyu jamaa anaitwa Oparanya pia. lakini ukienda kwa hizo gold mine there is nothing. CSR unapata gold mines zina collapse kila siku, inaua watu wetu. Unapata insecurity pia huko iko juu, kwa sababu youth wetu tukiwa idle hivi, sijui kutumia AK47, but many of them, my friends, know to use that. So ukienda huko umenifanyia hii vitu yote, umenifanyia, I'm asking you a question, umenifanyia hii vitu yote, tumeuza shamba kwetu, nimesoma, nimeng'ang'ana. Mnajua wenye tumesoma maisha ilikuwaje? Kuamka asubuhi, kulala late, kuamka mapema, unalala late, then unakuja unaniambia niuze mandazi. Na kitu yenye naweza fanya next, naweza access hiyo kitu nimesema na hizo vitu zingine. Unaona hii Kenya ikiwa safe? Are we safe as a country? Because we are the majority. Unajua hiyo ndo shida yenye president angekaa chini ajiulize, sometimes ingemsaidia. And I'm sorry to say this, if the president continue to act stupidly the way he's acting, I'm sorry to say this, but things will get out of control. Kwa sababu we have been used for long, and for that reason, yeah, sindio, kwa sababu hakuna venye majenzi manze tutatumiwa, na tukienda kwa barabara kama mimi huko West Pokot, ama reject anyway, but ni home, na nawaambianga ni home, kwa sababu wanasemanga ule kijana wa maandamano. Na kila siku nikiandamana nauliza, we don't have Medicaid in our hospital. Na wauliza, why are we sexual harassing our girls? Beautiful girls are being used as fucking tubes in West Pokot County by the government. For you to get employment, a beautiful lady like this one will be taken to Mombasa kidogo, upelekwe Diani. We need to set policies that will ensure that we protect our girls and our future generation, because so na si hata boys pia tujaachwa nyuma. We are being used as fucking toys. Unapata mama mzee juu ati yako pale anakuambia ndo nikuandike kazi, sijui kuja tufanye hivi na hivi na hivi. It's happening here in Kenya, na si West Pokot peke yake, hata in Nairobi, hata entire nation. And for us to have an end to such impunity, we need to have good governance and leadership. Ama kuna kitu kingine itatuokoa? So nikimalizia juu ya muda, nataka niseme hivi manze, hao viongozi tunawaheshimu. Ukiwa kiongozi tunakuheshimu, lakini tuwaogopi. Na wasiwai mix fear na respect. We respect because mulipitia ballot mkafika hapo. Lakini 2027 ikifika, muwezi tutisha juu tuwaogopi. Na mkijaribu, huyu jamaa William Ruto akipata kura milioni 2 atapangisha watu wote laini, atuambieni kina nani. Nimemaliza, asanteni.
Kipto amesema finya. Hey! Nakuambia.
Si uoga, ni heshima.
Ni heshima.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to give you a chance mtuambie, what is the Kenya you want? What is the Kenya you want? Because manifesto inaandikwa na wananchi. Maneno ya kuletewa manifesto na kuambia tutafanya, hiyo tumekataa, si ndio? Sisi ndio tutajiandikia manifesto. Yeah. So what we want to know is, what is your dream for Kenya? Sasa wale wamekaa karibu na those banners, there's a QR code there. If your phone, kuna simu zingine zina super zoom. If you can zoom into that QR code.
Unaweza scan QR code, and alternatively kama umepatiwa kadi, if you've been given a placard, anything that has a QR code, please scan the QR code.
Scan that code please. Na uingie hapo upeane maoni. What's the Kenya you want? DJ, you can give us some music as we get into this segment. Please scan that QR code. It's there on all those. Scan iko hapo. Na utuandikie hapo, what is the Kenya that you want? Tuwape 1 minute, si ndio?
Pate dakika moja.
DJ, tujenge.
Nakwambia sijui kama umenotice Wanjeri, lakini DJ pia anaelewa assignment.
DJ ako locked.
Amesema tuna sign QR code tukijam. Juu hatutoi kitu kidogo.
There you go. And of course, those of us who are watching online tunawaona sana. Let me go to YouTube, look at the comments on the live chat. Someone says, tuned in from Kilifi, Boni Mbogo, we appreciate you. Rosemary says, tuned in from Machakos. Wav anasema MC wako on point. You guy, my guy.
Shukran sana.
Somebody else says, ningepata invite ningekuja. How do you get them? You're already invited. We kuja tu. Kuja, invite ni ID card, si ndio?
Ndio hiyo, kitambulisho ndio. Na voters ID.
Scholar says Viva. John Bosco Mutua says Viva. She Candy says Mwanzo Mpya, Boniface Mwangi 2027. It's time for change. Live in county number 32. Leo Mangeni says I love the spirit, one love. David Mwendo says power. Leo Mangeni says Gen Z salute. Waiguru says miss the great transformation. Hey, you are part of this. This is just the beginning. And someone else says the real evolution.
Right, nikiingia pale Facebook, shout out to Joseph Nganga anasema Kasim Kipkorir Wanta mapana mchezo. Honorable Clifford Obino anasema Boni ungeniita kwa hii. Umekuwa invited, invitation tumesema ni kitambulisho na voters ID. Shout out to Steve Wise all the way from Maragoli. Shout out to Honorable Ajaji anasema Viva. Boni is ever courageous. Ningie Instagram kidogo.
Ingia Instagram kidogo, bro.
Nakwambia kuna waka moto Instagram.
Ingia hapo IG. And of course remember, if you are taking the photos here, please post that photo online. Use the hashtag
Mwanzo Mpya, hashtag Upendo na Ujasiri, hashtag Boniface Mwangi 2027.
Na nimerealize kuna hashtag ya Boniface Mwangi 2017. Be very careful as you click, Hiyo ni ya kitambo manze. So just make sure you're getting the 2027 hashtag. And of course, just looking at the tweets, somebody else is saying kama kura zitakuwa mbili ya pili ni yangu. Huo ni ule msee, si ndio? Someone else says, Dismas says all the best. Ruoth Supreme Goat says all the best. Harry Pose says I better be in this team than the united opposition. Someone else says, Livingstone Amonga says all the best, our watchman. The people of Kenya are craving for leadership. Go, go, Boni, go. Levi Monawasa says, team courage. Mwikwazi says, Boniface for president 2027. Yes.
Nikiingia pale Instagram, SR Kim amesema tam ni jamu. JWK Karis amesema Kipto is wise unlike the PhD guy. Wow. Coach Gladys kama anasema we want a free nation where everyone has a chance. Naomi Locherno anasema affordable housing in West Pokot rather is an insult. Build us schools, hospitals and make that meat processing plant operational. Uhuru built it already.
There you go. DJ, nataka watu wasimame kidogo. We stretch those legs. To Peleke, it says Peleke Noriang.
Nakwambia.
Peleke Noriang.
Noriang.
There you go. My cool kids, hoye. Hey, cool kids, how are you? Gosh, guys. Let's go.
Kama unakumbuka hii twende pamoja.
Wapi majenzi wakuja kuonyesha mamungu.
Boya kuja.
Megia. Mboya wewe yako ni kupiga nduru kwa maandamano.
Nakwambia. Tungepatia tu mic up ya chanta alafu ni hivyo. Kudance ni kumuumiza.
Kila mtu ana talent yake. I'd like to bring to us Pondi the poet. Pondi yako na spoken as she comes.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Pondi the poet.
My name is Paint17.
We are excited and really happy to be here.
We are a band from Kilifi.
And our today's piece is called Zuzu.
Please enjoy and be as mad as we are. In my mind, mawazo ni mengi, wacha niseti, keti nikwambie. Akina wonder in my mind, mawazo ni mengi, wacha niseti, keti nikwambie. Akina wonder in my mind.
So when it rains, it pours. When it rains, kuna maji trickle from the leaves, but si yote ufika chini. Hivi ndo resources trickle aliye juu, mgoja chini zi aliye juu ni mwizi, ni jambazi, words cut deeper than a sword, ndo maana ukweli uuma. Akona kitu yetu bigi kwa folk, but sisi tutauma. Hisi fiti inauma, ni private property ama ni mali ya umma. So napenda hii flag, niko na upendo. Napenda hii country exercise, uzalendo na freedom yangu expressions this time sitendi. This time na watetea, habari njema na waletea. So tuta preach constitution kwa masses, tuta preach constitution ka Bible verses. So tulianguka nayo tukareject, saizi ni time ya kuinject hao ghost workers. Hizo ghost projects ni sisi tutazihaunt, na tutakubali waziri launch, na hatutadedi wafaidi. Ni revolution tuwakaidi, hata watuite magaidi. Constitution ndo guide, tupambane ndo Mkenya afaidi. Ni revolution tuwafaidi, ni revolution ka taiti, revolution ya kisana sio taichi. Hatutadedi wafaidi, ni revolution tuwakaidi, hata watuite magaidi. Constitution ndo guide, tupambane ndo Mkenya afaidi. Ni revolution tuwafaidi, revolution ya kisana sio taichi. Tunademand accountability, hatutaki brutality. Kesho safi ndo mentality. Tuanze sahi au kesho geuke kileo. Changamka sahi au kesho geuke kileo. Usinyamazishwe juu kesho leo. So Zuzu alizoza, Zuzu akazuzua, kuna siri Zuzu aligundua. So Zuzu norms akadefy, Zuzu rudi kwa ukabila haufai, Zuzu akaoccupy then brutality mapai. Rest in peace Rex Masai. A moment of silence to all the comrades we lost. Zuzu ni mimi na wewe, na Zuzu amezoza, na Zuzu amegodha, na Zuzu amechoka kungoja, na Zuzu amechoka kuchorwa, na Zuzu amechoka kuporwa. So Zuzu norms amedefy, Zuzu amesema ukabila haufai. Zuzu ni mimi na wewe, my youth hustler boda boda. Zuzu wajukuna siri umegundua. Tulienda streets alafu hati zao bado ziko cold kabarafu. Tulienda streets in peace wakatucheza rafu. So napenda hii flag, niko na upendo. Napenda hii canteen exercise, uzalendo na freedom yangu expression.
In my mind, mawazo ni mengi, wacha niseti, keti nikwambie. Akina wonder in my mind, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Wacha ni mengi, wacha niseti, keti nikwambie. Akina wonder in my mind kuna better Kenya.
Better Kenya.
In my mind kuna better leaders.
Better leaders.
In my mind hakuna corruption.
No corruption.
In my mind hakuna abduction.
No abduction.
In my mind, in my mind, in my mind. In my mind kuna better Kenya.
Better Kenya.
In my mind kuna better leaders.
Better leaders.
In my mind hakuna corruption.
No corruption.
In my mind hakuna abduction.
No abduction.
In my mind, in my mind, in my mind. In my mind kuna better Kenya.
Better Kenya.
In my mind kuna better leaders.
Better leaders.
In my mind hakuna corruption.
No corruption.
In my mind hakuna abduction.
No abduction.
In my mind, in my mind, in my mind. In my mind kuna better Kenya.
Better Kenya.
In my mind kuna better leaders.
Better leaders.
In my mind kuna mkorada. Meshika, could we do it together sasa? Let's go. In my mind kuna better Kenya.
Better Kenya.
In my mind kuna
Better leaders.
in my mind hakuna.
No corruption.
In my mind hakuna.
No abduction.
In my mind kuna better Kenya.
Better Kenya.
In my mind kuna better leaders.
Better leaders.
In my mind hakuna corruption.
No corruption.
In my mind hakuna abduction. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind.
So when it rains, it pours. When it rains, kuna maji utrickle from the leaves, but si wote ufika chini. Hivi ndo resources utrickle aliye juu. Ngoja chini zi aliye juu ni mwizi, ni jambazi. Words cut deeper than a sword, ndo maana ukweli uuma. Hakuna kitu yetu pigi kwa form, basi sisi tunauma. Hizi fiti inauma, ni private property ama ni mali ya umma. So napenda hii flag, niko na upendo. Napenda hii canteen exercise, uzalendo na freedom yangu expression.
In my mind.
Wewe! And of course, this amazing team is joining us all the way from Kilifi. Wapi makofi yao? Fantastic. Now I want you to focus on the screens as we look at we, the people. Let's go.
Kenya naweza penda ni Kenya yenye inafanya wananchi wanaweza kuwa sawa. Hiyo inamaanisha kama Mkenya anaweza pata vitu tatu ambayo ni muhimu, ambayo ni mahali pa kuishi, kitu ya kukula na kitu ya kuvaa.
I dream of a Kenya where young people have enough opportunities so that we can create better lives for ourselves, so that we can show up for those who have taken care of us.
I dream of a Kenya where more people are informed.
Ni Kenya ambayo yenye amani na uhuru wa kujieleza.
Barabara zikuwe nzuri.
Where the constitution actually works and serves the country.
Viongozi hawatudanganyi, watu wanasema ukweli.
Without fear of repercussions.
Najivunia kabisa, lakini uchumi sahihi uko vibaya sana.
There's a crack somewhere, a lot of corruption, there's no flow of money.
Pia vijana wanahusishwa katika maamuzi.
Hususa wa vijana kuweza kupaza sauti zao na sauti zao kuweza kusikika.
Where justice is a thing that holds us, where we can defend our country without fear that defending your country is going to give you a bullet and you die, you know?
Everyone respects the constitution and that the system just works for everyone.
Inchi yenye iko na amani.
Infrastructure is better.
Fair, just, and has equal opportunities for all.
without threat of violence, particularly from the government.
Where we see each other beyond tribal lines and ethnic lines.
Everyone will be proud to be a Kenyan.
Where people are actually jailed for being corrupt.
What's holding us back, I think, is simply leadership, corruption.
Viongozi ndio wanazuia ile Kenya ambayo mimi binafsi naitamani.
Ufisadi tu, ongo imekuwa nyingi tena Kenya hii. Kila mahali ukienda ni kutoa rushwa. Sasa itaendeleaje Kenya ikiwa hivyo? Haiwezi.
We are far away from achieving the Kenyan dream because the crop of leadership that we have is self-centered.
And I believe that what's holding us back is a lack of integrity,
greed and selfishness.
Still actually colonialism, leaders not really acting in the interest of the people.
Unfortunately, what's holding us back are the leaders today.
So, hiyo Kenya itapatikana kama ukabila utatutofautisha.
This is all we're asking, and this is quite simple to do if the government did the job it was put in place to do.
It's time for us to heal.
The Kenya we want. Right about now, I'd like us to stand, ladies and gentlemen, because the artist I'm about to bring on stage, huwezi msikiza kama umeketi chini. Tukisimama nitakwambia, alituambia siku hizi na dara pages za Bible by 4, no, haikuwa hivyo. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we bring on stage Juliane.
Ni aje. Mko poa? Mnakaa poa sana, mmebeat. Kwani nini mbaya, mongei nini? Mbona mkai nikaa nyinyi wala wazee? Si nyinyi wala wazee, si ndio? Bwana changamkeni bana, tena kukaa mme.
Niko njaa hata siwezi karanga. Uwe hai, shagala bagala. Niko tayari kulipa gharama, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala. Ufisadi, ubinafsi, ukabila, kuuza sura wataki kuuza sera. Undugu ni kufaana, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala.
Hatu get wadifa, una deserve bila kashama kashfa. Hii society Kenya wanaeza share ni nyungu ya busa ama ketol ya shisha. Mfuko unasikia eko, unajua thamani ya mali na size ya kifuli. Ujaibiwa jua unakaa kitu what? Risking jail time, police bullets for. Unaweza argue crime doesn't pay, lakini huwezi dismiss justice in a bay. Mwizi ana 40 days, 365 days later anaendelea kugrow faster. Do anything for power, ready to lose their head for presidency. Bora waione kwa currency. Sababu gani siko affected na turbulence? Nikiflanga nimeza the same feeling, matatu zikipitia poto. Nane Bwana
Niko njaa hata siwezi. Uwe hai, shagala bagala. Niko tayari kulipa gharama, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala. Ufisadi, ubinafsi, ukabila, kuuza sura wataki kuuza sera. Undugu ni kufana, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala.
Lower raise funds, itabidi raise hands. Growing concern, breakfast a croissant. Taki punguze bei ya bidhaa, tunataka opportunities ndio tu afford hizo bidhaa. Walisema kutembea kwingi ndio kuona mengi, nimeshinda nikitembea maofisi na sijaiona. Chezi cheza golf kwenye title book, mambo si barabara chingu. Naomba jani masi, chakula fike tumboni ikitoka kwa sahani. Policeman anapiga rungu, mwalimu daktari anamshia tear gas, na mtoto wake alisha nyumbani ana school fees analipopina.
Hata siwezi niko tayari kulipa gharama, sitasimama maovu yakitawala.
Siwasikii.
Sitasimama maovu yakitawala. Ufisadi, ubinafsi, ukabila, kuuza sura, wataki kuuza sera. Undugu ni kufana, sitasimama maovu yakitawala. Sitasimama maovu yakitawala.
Wapi kijero when you need to slap somebody? Complain to fisadi, kwani ulidhani 50 bob less or t-shirts siku ya campaign ilikuwa free? Ni 5-year loan investment, utalipa kingia parliament. We are one, ama ni we are one. Na utumishi kwa wote, utu missing CCTV we were watching. Fresh security na job opportunity, nika mti ya kibiriti. Side moja heavy, usiniambie Kenya kuna umaskini, kwani hizi fat fingers zinaibia nane? Ya mwisho
niko njaa, siwezi karanga. Uwe hae, shagala bagala. Niko tayari kulipa gharama, sitasimama maovu yakitawala. Sitasimama maovu yakitawala. Ufisadi, ubinafsi, ukabila, kuuza sura, wataki kuuza sera. Undugu ni kufana, sitasimama maovu yakitawala. Sitasimama maovu yakitawala.
Hey, round of applause everyone for Juliani.
Wapi nduru ya Juliani?
That song is under arrest.
Way. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now, Ambia jirani, the kitchen is getting hotter.
The pressure is getting
Wesa.
Wewe. Hey, I'm telling you, so before we bring in the man of the hour,
yes,
there's a very young, bold, confident 18-year-old
Gen Z
we need to listen to as he comes up on stage.
Yeah.
Man, this guy gives me hope. Please put your hands together as we bring up on stage none other than Nate Mwangi.
Wapi nduru ya Nate? Karibu sana, karibu sana.
Hi guys. Good afternoon, terrorists. It took me 3 days to come up with that joke. Thank you for laughing so much. So, excuses are merely nails used to build a house of failure. Today is Katiba Day. 15 years ago, Kenyans overwhelmingly chose their constitution, capturing their hopes and dreams for themselves and future generations to come. Today, I stand before you as one among that young generation they had in mind. A generation of strong young men and women who look at this country every day and wonder what it has become. Ours is a country bleeding with so much potential, potential beyond what you and I can comprehend. Therefore, as part of that generation, I stand before you and say, we are tired, we are angry, we are disappointed when we look at this country and see bloodshed instead of beauty. Knowing Kenya is better than this, better than seeing the lives of peaceful protesters taken by the same officers who swore to protect them. We are victims of corruption, of greed, and of evil that stalks our journey as an independent and free people. But my fellow Kenyans, do not be disheartened. Change is coming. My name is Nate Simpiwe. You know me as the son of Boniface Mwangi, the People's Watchman. But to my close friends, I'm just Nate. My father used to leave our home very early in the morning, long before I'd woken up, and got home long after I had gone to bed. At first, I assumed he didn't love me as much as he claimed to. But as I grew older, I grew to understand. Understand the reality of his actions wasn't a lack of love, but of too much love. love that extended well beyond the confines of our household, but to the borders of this country. You see, he loves my siblings and I so much, he wanted us to grow up in a country we could be proud of, a country we could claim heritage with confidence, a country where you can believe in the beauty of your dreams, and where you can thrive off your education, hard work, and talent. For my father, if there's a child hungry in Homa Bay, it bothers him, and it must bother you and I. We are all Kenyan, my friends. We all hurt together, love together, and triumph together. Yet the reality is that since 2010, the promise of our constitution continues to be delayed. Our rights often feel like suggestions, and the constitution is treated like an option, not the law. Last year, I saw Kenyans shot in the streets for exercising their right to protest. Can you imagine? The young people are working hard in school, only to be launched into a country that wants to send them abroad to work as servants. It is not yet Uhuru. It is not yet. I was only 3 years old when the Constitution was passed. Yet I know that we cannot give up on the promise of our Katiba. In 2027, I will get the first chance to register as a voter and exercise my right to vote. My generation has shown they're ready to give our strength, our commitment, and even our lives to achieve the dream of a prosperous Kenya. Now allow me to direct you to the screens for a short video.
This is Boniface Mwangi. He's hardworking, fearless, driven by his values, and never afraid to speak truth to power. He can be difficult, stubborn, even a pain in the ass sometimes. But to us, he's also just dad. He was born in Taita Taveta, a county where most of the land was stolen, and the locals were left as squatters while politicians mined and exploited what should have been the people's. His mother had 7 children, but poverty meant they could never all live together under one roof. He and his siblings were scattered between relatives.
When they moved to Nairobi in search for a better life, they hawked on the streets to survive. When they couldn't pay rent, they were thrown out, forced to sleep outside, often hungry. By 11, he ran away and lived on the streets. He sought buses for food and handouts and briefly worked as a houseboy in Mombasa. Soon after, he was arrested and taken to court, not for a crime, but for being homeless. He was sent into the juvenile system and bounced between institutions meant to reform and protect poor children. Instead, he found corruption, abuse, and exploitation. Teachers forced boys to work on farms. Older ones sold drugs and bullied the younger ones. Against all odds, without books or even a library, he excelled, rising to the top of his class.
But success didn't shield him. When he spoke out against the abuse, exposing it to a government minister, the system punished him the only way it knew how, by expelling him. The story even made it to the newspapers. From the very start, standing up for what's right came at a cost. But he's never let that stop him.
In 2007, after the disputed election, our country was torn apart by violence. Over 500,000 Kenyans were displaced, and over 1,000 lost their lives. Our dad was there with his camera, documenting the brutality and standing shoulder to shoulder with the ordinary Kenyans demanding justice.
Through his photographs, the world saw what politicians wanted to hide. His courage earned international recognition, but more importantly, it gave Kenyans a voice.
Our dad fought tribalism and negative ethnicity. He didn't give us names from our Gikuyu community, because in his ideal Kenya, your last name shouldn't define you. We have Zulu, Swahili, Arabic, and Luo names. Now, nearly 20 years later, our generation is fighting the same battles. Young people are being shot, dragged out of their homes, and punished for daring to demand justice. The system hasn't changed, but we can.
We can break the cycle of corruption, break the power of elite and wealthy, and finally elect one of us, someone who carries the pain and hope of ordinary people to the State House.
I hope you'll consider joining my father in our family as it grows, because Kenya belongs to all of us, and it's time we, the people, took it back.
And so today, I want you to join me as we listen to the People's Watchman, my friend and my father, Mr. Boniface Mwangi. Today is a moment for unity, togetherness, and progress. My dad has given his life for the dream of a united and prosperous Kenya. It gives me great pleasure and joy to invite you to stand with me as we approach him to the stage.
Yeah. Exponential potential. Walidudharau. Who's laughing now? Exponential potential. Wanna drown kwa machozi zao. Tunaogelea kwa jasho zetu. Who's laughing now? Milioni from 10 bob. Nilitoa wapi extra zeros? Jiulize mbona donati na shimo. Shingo shot kati ya mfuko.
Wow. Thank you. Niaje wase. Mko poa? Good stuff. I think since you're all standing, let's have a moment of silence for the heroes we lost in the Gen Z protest last year and this year. Young lives that were cut short by a murderous state. We shall forever remember those young people. We shall honor their sacrifice. It was not in vain. And because of them, Kenya shall never be the same again. So let's have a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Heads up. Ladies and gentlemen, Wakenya wenzangu, hamjambo? Mko sawa? Yeah. Asante. I'm so happy to be with you today to mark 15 years since the passing of our Katiba, a document that gave this country a new life and a new dispensation. It's supposed to be a document that ensures that Kenya will never be the same again. But know that we, as William Tunga says, we gave birth to a beautiful baby called the Kenyan Katiba and gave it to child traffickers. And since that time, we've been trying to fulfill and implement the Constitution, but the people in power have been trying to kill that baby. I'm happy the baby is still alive, struggling, but all of us are going to ensure that baby lives and thrives so that our kids can enjoy a better Kenya. My name is Boniface Mwangi. My friends call me Boni, and from now you can call me Boni. Thank you. Asante. I'm a husband, a father, a patriot, and a proud son of my late mother, Wakioro, who died 17 years ago. And I'm sure if she was in this room, she'd be very proud of the Kenya we dream about and the Kenya we want to build together. Like most of you, I love this country deeply. And I've been in the forefront of fighting for a better country for the last 20 years. We've been in the streets with you, and every time we go to the streets, they push us back. They call us paid activists. They call us hooligans. They call us terrorists, but we're not. We're all patriots. And what a better country. When you bring issues, they bring sideshows. And so we gather here today to determine which direction our country is going to go. The future of our country is in our hands. No one else. No one else. And these people know that, and that's why they keep on bringing division to our process. Allow me, technological things, you know, the beauty. So, why are we gathered here today? We are gathered here to celebrate the Katiba and to see how it can be fulfilled to the letter. I have selected this great day to announce that I'm going to be running for the President of the Republic of Kenya.
song is under arrest.
Thank you. Thank you. Wakenya kiboko yao. Wakenya kiboko yao. Ye. Asanteni. Sisi ndio dawa yao. And they know it. I deeply love our country, as you do, and like so many before who have sacrificed for us to be here today. From the Mau Mau, the Land and Freedom Army who fought for our country for independence. From the 60s, Pio Gamapinto, who was killed 64, Tom Mboya 69, JM Karaoke in the 80s, Andugosi, and many others who came before us, and the people who met in this same room for many years to fight our new Katiba. The Katiba we have today came through toil, bloodshed, and tears. And now we must work together to ensure that it lives to spirit. Friends, our country is broken and in danger of becoming a failed state. The truth is, things are depleted and depressed for our people. Nothing is hardly working in this country. A vast majority of us are struggling with the crippling high cost of living. Taxes are choking us to death, driving families deeper into poverty, and forcing businesses to close shop. We are being forced to tighten our belts, but I ask you, for how much longer are we going to tighten our belts? Due to the hard times, you sometimes hear Kenyans jokingly say, in a painful way, leo tunakondea wapi? Kwa sababu kila siku tunakonda. As they grow fatter and fatter, Kenyans are becoming thinner and poorer every single day. And that's why we're here, because we have the power and we must change the direction of our country. To make matters worse, we have to take loans just to buy food. Nani hapa anafuliza? Nani hapa anafuliza? Angalia, almost everyone here ako nafuliza. That's true. Hata wenye jonu mkono ako nafuliza. Yeah, about 8 million Kenyans have access to Fuliza. And they're not doing Fuliza to do business. Wanafuliza, wanunua chakula, na wapate kitu kukula. Our economy is not working because the money that we pay as taxes is stolen every day. There's money for helicopters, there's money for buildings, there's money for phantom projects, but there's no money for our kids to go to school. You know, when I was growing up, at least exams were free. Now they're saying you go to school, you pay school fees, and exams you have to pay for. There's money for everything else apart from Kenyans, and that's why we're here. Our taxes are wasted, and the reckless borrowing is not enough to finance the lifestyle of a few greedy men and women in power. Our political class are the highest paid in the world, but still can't keep their itchy fingers off our coffers. Today, 8,300 Kenyans own 99% of this country. They own the companies, they own the land, they own everything in this country. The other 1%, the 99% of us, own only 1% of this country. So 8,000 people own the entire country, the rest of us own 1%. And it is not enough. Even the money that should be for serving us is now in their hands. And so, as it gets worse and worse, our national debt has ballooned. Between 63 and 2013, our national debt was 1.9 trillion shillings. Today, our national debt is 11.5 trillion without any justification or corresponding development. Every child born today in this country is born into debt. When you go home and you and your partner or your wife and you make love and you have this bundle of joy, comes as a bundle of debt. Siku hizi ukizaa unazaa deni, because your child is born into debt. Every single person in this country owes 230,000 shillings, every single person, the equivalent of 5-year rent in Kibera, where 250,000 people live in shanty homes. So, comrades, where do we go? Unemployment is very high, and there's no hope in sight. Our children nowadays have to write their own obituaries before they go to the streets, because standing up for your country can get you killed. And what can you say about our children who are forced to sell their bodies for food or sanitary pads? And then you have a president who pardons pedophiles. Our country is no longer safe. A few months ago, I was stripped naked, shamed, and humiliated because my government conspired with the Tanzanians. But I survived because of your love and your courage, and that's why I'm here. Thank you. As a country, we are broke, we are hungry, and insecure. Despite the so many called police reforms, the police has never been of service. The rule of law is broken. Justice has a price that only the rich can afford. The fact is, in Kenya, you're guilty until proven rich. Poor people are always guilty. Young people cannot work in their communities if they have nothing in their pocket. And if they have something in their pocket, they must have an ID. The police have turned Kenyans into their cash cows and ATMs. A cop will tell you, we are poorly paid, and they can't own cows. So Wakenya ndio ngombe zetu, tunawakamua. So every time a cop sees you, they milk you. And in this country, you can be killed for refusing to pay a bribe. All the rights that was granted by us by the new constitution, which is still a young baby, still a toddler, 15 is young, still a teenager, have been trashed by this regime, as if they were mere suggestions. Our president treats the constitution like tissue paper. He flouts the law, disobeys court orders, and undermines the very constitution that is sought to protect. You have a president who is a lawbreaker. He thinks this country belongs to his mother. It doesn't belong to his mother. This country belongs to all of us. And you cannot personalize a state at your own identity. The thing that defines our nation is that constitution and our national anthem. Plenty be found in our borders, not plenty be found in the president's pocket. You cannot be talking about building churches in public property worth billions of shillings while Kenyans go to bed hungry. You cannot talk about building a church while most kids in this country go to makeshift classrooms. You know, one of the people in government said that he has expensive taste. And you ask yourself, you grew up in Marakut, Elgeyo Marakwet, you went to school barefoot. Where did you develop this expensive taste? It is true. Yeah, someone is walking around in a $10,000 Italian suit, and you know how much you earn. The people that are in power are robbing us, and we know it, and they have the audacity to say, mtu apigwe risasi. Now, we must take back our power. And last year we did that, actually, people. We went to the streets, and we took back our power. But I've witnessed the brutal and deeply repression of Kenyans by this regime for simply exercising our right to protest. And instead of the violators of our rights facing justice, the victims are branded as treasonous criminals. Who is a criminal? But now, you know who is a criminal, you know. You know who the criminal is. The true criminals are protected, while our youth are brutalized for carrying placards, flags, and water. There's no denying that our government has failed us. It is allergic to being held accountable and often responds by abducting, torturing, and murdering patriotic citizens. Our leadership has failed us in numerous ways. We pay taxes expecting service, but we are forced to pay bribes to get that same service. Our leadership has auctioned us to the highest, and I dare say even the lowest bidder. Our children have been shipped like slaves to do menial jobs abroad, and sometimes they come back broken or in body bags. instead of tapping to their potential within our borders, we are condemning them into pits of depression, alcoholism abroad. Where is the value for our people? Where is the value for human life? And where is the value for sanctity of life? We have sunk so low. Currently, we have the worst parliament in the history of this country. The People's House, Parliament, has been turned into an auction house and a rubber stamp for the executive. We have been told of stories of parliamentarians lining up in the toilet to receive 10,000 shillings to pass bills. And it breaks my heart because we have people that we pay so well. We buy them top-of-the-range cars. We give them medical cover. We give them bodyguards. We give them offices. We fuel their car. We service their cars. They travel first class, but they still have no shame. They still sell their souls to the devil. And because we are holy people in God's land, we must stay away from those demons and remove those demonic people from power. There's no way you can say that you have values and you love this country and you earn what they earn and you spend what they spend and you flout what they do. The work of parliamentarians and the work of the president is to run a country. Parliament is to pass law and check the executive. They cannot be on the same bed. So we need to break that bed, because that bed is an unholy bed. Wanafanya nini kwa kitanda moja? There are two different houses. So as we stand here, our country must be taken back into our hands. That is my call to you. That my call is we reclaim back our power and we must take action. We must recognize that the power is within us, that we can change our situation, and we must act now. Unajua kwamba Waswahili walisema Wakenya wakirevuka mkora kwa mashakani, na kwa sababu Wakenya wamerevuka, hawa wakora wako mashakani. Each and every one of us must recognize and believe that we have what it takes to create a better Kenya, a better life. Wakenya, we can do this. We can change our situation. I want to give an example of what they used to divide us, because that's one of the strongest weapon against us, and that we have taken it back. Tribalism, for example, has been used to divide us for too long. It only benefits the politicians, their families, and their friends. It's the poor people who suffer the brunt of tribal politics. Let's not forget that over 1,500 Kenyans were murdered and over 500,000 displaced in the 2007-2008 post-election violence. To date, they have never received justice. Some lost their lands, lost their homes, and lost lives, and the sponsors and the perpetrators of the violence today run this country. And that is a mistake. We gave our constitution, our country, and the future of our kids to gangsters. And their actions every single day proves to us that they're gangsters. You know, I have 3 beautiful kids. And if you came to my house and you said, I'm looking for work as a nanny to work for you, and I said, what's your track record? And you say, oh, I was once accused of stealing land of an internally displaced person. I was once charged with crimes against humanity. I was charged with rape. I would not invite you to my house. So how did we end up electing people accused of crimes against humanity to run our country? We need to interrogate ourselves as a country, because if we don't, we might make the same mistake again, and Kenya will forever be lost. Right now we have a bit of sanity, but we are going towards insanity. And the political class has come together to defeat the will of the people. And that's the reason why we must defeat tribalism. We all know hunger has no tribe, cancer has no tribe, poverty has no tribe. So when they introduce tribalism, we must refuse. And you know, when you take child to school or you pay bus fare, you don't say, oh, you know, I'm a Calais, fare is cheaper, or if you know you can't go to a bank anywhere and say, oh, how much money do you want? You say amount of money, then you put source of funds, savings, credit, you put your tribe. Doesn't work like that. So if tribe is not a check we can cash, it can be a currency that we use to operate this country. We must stay away from tribalism. You know, fellow patriots, we must act now. We are tribeless, we are fearless, and we are one, bound by our values of Article 10 of our Constitution, and our love for each other. A tribeless Kenya is possible and good for us all. The Gen Zs showed us what that looks like. That being tribeless is our powerful weapon against the laws of impunity. And that's why if you see anyone in this country mobilizing around tribe, that's a very dangerous person. Please note that. Anyone, even me, and I've never said I'm my tribe actually. You know, my last born has a Luo name. People always ask him, Baba yako ni Mjaluo, ama baba yako ni tofauti? Because when they were born, my wife and I decided that we're going to bring our kids in a different country. And we're trying to do that. I know that you are ready, able and willing to change this country. And you have one weapon, love and courage. You have love for this country that we deeply, deeply love. And that love is going to be our driving force. You know, what they have on the other side is hate and violence. And we're going to encounter that with the courage to believe we can change this country. Part of the leadership of the movement are in this room, and we sat down after July protests and we said, we're losing too many kids, and we've gone to too many funerals. And we realized there's one thing they can't do. They can't out-organize us. So we stopped agonizing, and now we are organizing to bring about a ballot revolution. We have a very beautiful country, very beautiful. People pay lots of money to come here, and we call this place home. And so we can't afford to lose our country to the bandits of impunity. And that's why we must create a Kenya that works for all of us, not some of us. The greatest gift we can give ourselves and our kids and our grandkids is reclaiming this country from the hands of the bandits. My dream for the new Kenya is possible, and that is a dream. And that is a Kenya that is food for all. I want to ensure that education is free from kindergarten all the way to the university. You don't pay a single cent. Yeah. This conmanship of charging exams and charging education is so wrong. You know, when President Kibaki was elected in 2002, he said January 3rd, everyone reports to school. There was no budget, there was no allocation, and education was free. So most of us here, the Gen Z, went to school when Kibaki was not charging any fees. And much later, we have a bigger budget, and we can't afford to educate our kids. And that is a failure as a country. So I'm going to ensure that there's free education for all. Quality healthcare will be free. Afya bora ya bure. Not this she scam, you know, this scam that they're running. Shisha scam. We just lost 11 billion shillings. You see how rich you are. The other thing, about 29 million Kenyans have no access to clean water. And so, as a policy and as a government, when you get into power, we're going to ensure that maji ni bure, kill nchi mzima. Maji ni bure. I pay water less than the people in Kibera and Mathare and Korogocho. The poor people of this country pay much more for water than rich people. And then to equalize that, water should be free for all. The other thing is that we live in a very unsafe country where State House has an abduction squad, where the crime scene is State House, and so no one security is guaranteed. What I'm going to do as a country, I'm going to ensure that security for all is guaranteed, that the police will serve the people, not a few individuals, that if the country is not safe, then they should never be safe. And so I'm going to build a country that is safe for everyone. It doesn't matter your status. If you're in Pokot, like Emmanuel here, there'll be no bandits. If you're in Lamu, there's no terrorists. And then if you're in Nairobi, there are no land grabbers trying to take your playground, you know? I know all these things will be possible because in my administration, there'll be no corruption. There'll be zero corruption. The 2027 elections are about decorum, decency, and dignity. It's about creating a kinder nation where the presidency is a symbol of unity, a vision bearer, and a dream maker. I speak as we, not as I, because I belong to a movement that loves Kenya and has the courage to do the right thing at the right time, and that time is now. My run for office is to reclaim our dignity as a country and love for this nation. We are full of love. We did not go to protest because we hate this country. We did that because of love. And so I want to bring respect, dignity to this nation by leading this country in a better way. The time to liberate our country is now. There's no better time to believe in a new country, Kenya Mpya, Mwanzo Mpya, than today as we mark 15 years since the promulgation of our new constitution, our Katiba. Let all those who love Kenya join this movement of change, Mwanzo Mpya. We're going to work with everyone as long as you're clean. Yes, we're not going. So, if I take this water, which I'm going to sip, Nazakayo asikie. Freedom is here. Ni sasa hivi. So, tusonge. So, if I take this water, and it's very clean right now, and I drop a drop of urine or human waste of cow dung, what will happen to this water? Contaminated, right? It's going to be polluted, right? And I think it's going to be a mistake as a movement and as a people of this country to try with work with anyone who is contaminated. We cannot achieve change by working with people who have been part of the problem for the last 63 years. We cannot achieve change with people who have unexplained wealth. We cannot have change with people who are part of KANU. We cannot. You have to realize, in the 80s, we had the Nyayo torture chambers. When people were being tortured in Nyayo torture chambers and jailed in Kamiti without a trial, there are members of KANU who are life KANU members carrying a card. We cannot trust those people because they are hyenas. So as we call for unity among all the candidates, we're going to call unity among people who don't have a checkered past so that we do not fall into the same trap. There are also people who were part of this killer government and they were not apologetic about it, and now they become saviors and messiahs overnight because they are out. Disregard them, let the hyenas fight among the hyenas, and because you are not hyenas, we stay away from their fight. And we build a new country. Their politics is divisive. It's tribal. We cannot use their language. They have money and they have power, but we have will, we have love and courage, and with that we're going to defeat them. The truth is, to cast your vote, it costs nothing to cast your vote. So if you all register to vote, with all their billions, they're still going to lose. So let as you sit here and those who are watching online, don't let money concern you. Money should be the least of our concern, because you have a vision and a mission to fulfill, and that it doesn't need money, just need love and courage. With love and courage, you can take our country back. Last year, there were protests in 37 counties out of the 47. 37 counties. There was no budget. There was no money. You know, when they came to arrest me, and they said I was financing the movement, they found there was no money in my account, there was no money in my office, and they still wonder, how do these people organize? It's love and courage. We love this country. You know, we had slept for a long time. Yeah. Yeah. We had slept for a long time. Then we realized, actually, just a placard and a flag, and they start scattering. You know, the president had to call the military from the barracks. The man was scared before the old man sold out. Shame! Shame! Hawa wazee wende nyumbani wote. Na unajua ni kwenda nyumbani and then kidogo tunafungua mastaka and then tuenda jela. Let me tell you. This, you know, when I told my family was running, Nate, who spoke earlier, very well-spoken young man, and I'm so proud of him and my entire family. You know, Nate cried. Nate remembers us living in exile. Nate said, Dad, they'll kill you. But if I die, and I die for a better country, it's worth dying, right? Yes? But I don't want to die. But I know very well, even if they kill me, you can never stop this movement. Because the time for change has come, and there's no price. We can't be bought. Actually, no one ever sold out. The movement leadership and the people organizing, not a single person sold out. So don't be confused. You might see some people who crisscrossed all over. Those are meant to be where they're supposed to be. Yeah, do not complain. We are many, do not complain. Now, as I conclude, let all those who love this country join this movement of change, Mwanzo, Mpya, a new beginning, and collectively build a Kenya that works for all of us. It will take implementing the Constitution to build a new country. To the letter, that document is our roadmap to get out of this jail of these politicians. This campaign will need your voice, your prayers, your support, and when the time comes, your votes. Let's do it. I'm going to do a Meet the People tour. I want to come to your communities, come to your villages, come to your churches, come to your mosque, come to where you hang out. Ndakuja West Pokot. Ndakuja West Pokot, so that we get to do People's Manifesto. So we have the Katiba as our roadmap and as a guideline, but for us to have a manifesto that gets and captures the aspiration of this country and the people of this country, we need to do a tour over the entire country and listen to you. Because I believe the current mess in this country is not a one-person job. It is not possible for one person to fix this country. It will need collective leadership. And so all the candidates who are vying, we are going to put our ego aside, our ambition aside, and just say, what's the vision for this country, and how do we get it? So collectively, we can liberate this country. When I say Mwanzo Mpya, say pamoja tunaweza, because I know together we can. Collectively people, we can liberate this country. So I want you to go home with joy in your heart, because you know joy can't be stolen. Yeah, that there's something brewing in this country, and the revolution is here, and no bullets, no buttons, no abduction that can stop us. Yeah. So Mwanzo Mpya, you say pamoja tunaweza, right? Pamoja tunaweza. Mwanzo Mpya. Kenya mpya. Maisha bora. Love for Kenya. Courage for Kenya. Kufunga wakora. To recover what's stolen. To ensure they go to jail. I guarantee you today that the government that is going to come to power will recover what's stolen and jail the thieves. The odious debt we have as a country, they borrowed money and stole that money. Money doesn't die. Money can be tracked. We're going to track the money and recover that what was stolen. The land they took must be recovered. Is there anyone here from Taita Taveta? There you go. Yeah? I was born in Taita Taveta. The majority of people in Taita Taveta are squatters in their own ancestral land. Imagine how that land must be returned. If you know you own 500,000 acres of stolen land, it's coming back. So, as a generation, Julius, I love you, man. That guy is a brave guy. Hey. So, let me tell you, do not apologize for being called an activist or being called a radical, because you are radicals for change and are radicals for a better country. Yeah. Because you're not a land grabber, you're not a thief, you did not cause post-election violence, you did not murder kids last year, you're not a wife beater, we are not these things. We are all amazing people. So, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Change is here, people. Change is here. I love you all. Thank you.
Wapinduru ya Boni! Nikisema Boniface Mwangi mnasema pamoja tunaweza. Boniface Mwangi!
Pamoja tunaweza.
Boniface Mwangi! Kenya mpya! Kenya mpya! Boni is our guy. We appreciate you, Boni. Wapi nduru ya Boni?
Sasa Wanjeri, ni kama rais tuko naye.
Rais lazima afanye.
Tuko tayari kuzunguka kila
lazima afanye ile kitu.
Lazima tuko tayari kuzunguka kila county. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you to join me as I invite a very gifted, very talented group of artists up on stage as they officially launch our campaign song for this season as we head towards Boniface Mwangi 2027.
Yes, and of course as they come, DJ, just give me a minute, DJ. As they come, I know you're probably asking, how can I support the campaign? Right outside, and Tati is reminding me, kama unataka kuvaa ingepa nimevaa, you can buy it and support the campaign. If you'd like a t-shirt, wainulie t-shirt waone. Love and courage.
T-shirt to support Boni, t-shirt to support Boni. We have t-shirts, we have bucket hats, we got hats, we got hoodies, we got a lot of merchandise.
And if you'd like this, sinakapwa. I look nice, eh? So if you'd like this, we also have this outside. That's how you can be able to support. Oh.
Na pia tunawapenda, so kuna kadhaa tuwaruchie.
Huku.
All right, so one more time in the website details, there'll be details on how you can volunteer, how you can support financially and non-financially into making this thing an absolute possible. So are we ready?
Yeah, and just one last one. Please make sure you pick a card like this. This card has all the details on how you can support the campaign. Nishuja na Boni we. Nishuja na Boni wetu. Nishuja na Boni we. Nishuja na Boni wetu. Ndio maana tunasema ndio maana tunasema
ni shujaa.
Ndio maana tunasema ndio maana Make some noise for our campaign song of 2027. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Wasanii wakuje, wacha niwapatie hiyo.
Yeah.
Let me see you go back. Upendo na ujasiri.
Yeah, yeah.
Upendo na mwanzo mpya. Mwanzo mpya. Mwanzo mpya. Mwanzo mpya. Hey, hey, mwanzo mpya.
Upendo ndio haki, ujasiri ndio nguvu. Upendo tuungane, pamoja tufaulu. Upendo ndio haki, umoja ndio nguvu. Upendo tuungane, pamoja tufaulu.
Games wanna play, zishapitwa na wakati. Games wanna play, tushajua ziko dati. Games wanna play, tunajua ni mangati. Day by day, chini ya jua kuna haki. Mwanzo ni mpya na Boniface Mwangi. Weka fist kwenye ceiling. Na hii vote mina vote kinara. Kuja na mbugi si tuko kwa line. Na hii vote tuta vote kinara. Na ni juu body ako kwa line.
New beginning, change, new jasiri, chance ni kubadili maslums na mutabiri how comes. Ufisadi mingi, serikali wizi, wanaiba nyingi chapa. Kuna shida nyingi na njaa, kuna vita jiji na gangs. Boniface Mwangi teka miradi kufaidi sisi kwa mtaa. Tumbo ziko hungry, tunalia pressure. Fujo mitaani, muda panaleta. Freedom is coming, sooner than later. Tuko na imani, itakuwa better. Power to the people, pamoja tutashinda. Power to the people.
Upendo na, let me see you. Ujasiri. Upendo na mwanzo mpya. Let me see you. Mwanzo mpya. Mwanzo mpya. Mwanzo mpya. Hey, hey, mwanzo mpya. Boni kiboko yao. Boni kiboko yao. Boni kiboko yao. Boni kiboko yao.
Na hii vote mina vote kinara. Kuja na mbugi si tuko kwa line. Na hii vote tuta vote kinara. Na ni juu body ako kwa line.
May 1,000 flowers bloom.
Niaje wasee, naitwa Boniface Mwangi, kwa mtaa naitwa Boni, niite Boni anytime. Nagombea kiti cha urais in 2027. Itakuwa mwanzo mpya Kenya hii na naomba kura yako. Pamoja tunaweza. Pamoja tunaweza. Pamoja tunaweza.
Pamoja
tunaweza. Pamoja tunaweza. Pamoja tunaweza.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your next president, Boniface Mwangi! Wapinduru! Boni, 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 Boni! Tunataka Boni. Mnataka nani? Mnataka nani? Asanteni sana. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for making this day a reality. And like a good president, this gentleman has decided mutakula lunch. So please, Don't be in a hurry to leave because we have a very special reception set aside at the gardens for each and every one of you. So we'll make our way. Hey, you are lunch. Wapi nduru ya lunch?
Lakini Wanjeri, kabla tuende tukule lunch,
yes,
inaweza kuwa muhimu sana tukiweza kusikia. Na ni kama tutazoea hii sauti, First Lady upcoming. Tuweze tusikia maneno mawili matatu. Wapi kelele ya Jerry wewe? Jerry!
Very honored beyond measure to have you all here, to have my mother who's raised me, who has always supported us, and my family, and friends, and comrades who've stood with us over time. Hii Kenya tumepigania, I swear. Hii Kenya tumepigania. Na bado hatujawacha. Si ndio? Eric aliuliza swali when we started. Who will hold you accountable? Hapa tumefika. Nyinyi ndio mtatu hold accountable. Tukipotea njia, mnaturudisha njia. Si ndio? Kwa sababu hii Kenya tutajenga pamoja. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, every one of you. Angalia mwenye mko naye hapo. Mwambie asante. Mkumbushe hii Kenya tutajenga pamoja. Mwambie hii Kenya tutajenga pamoja. Thank you. We love you. Love and
Asanteni sana.
Asante sana. Thank you so much. So
wow. What a beautiful family, you know? What a beautiful. Wapi makofi ya watoto. Hey. Hey. Now muzoe kusema His Excellency Mwangi requested me that badala ya kupitia backstage anataka kupitia hapa. If you'd like a selfie, if you'd like a photo, he is here with you. He'll be at the lunch. This is one of those photos you chomoa in August 2027, you know. Kama watu wa kuheshimu huko kwenyu, unarusha kwa WhatsApp group.
Ebu angalia. And again, I want to remind you, we have a courageous photo exhibition happening outside. So please take some time to really go through it and appreciate all the beautiful works that is happening, to appreciate the predecessors who went before us to fight for the beautiful country that we have, Kenya. And again, go through the website, www.bonifacemwangi.com, because this is the part, this is how you can support, this is how you join in to be part of this.
And of course, there are people who've asked me, how can I support this guy? Go to www.bonifacemwangi.com and sign up to volunteer, to participate in this campaign. We are here and we are ready. Tuko pamoja!
So I'll invite the family to take a bow, and invite the family to take a bow. DJ, tukiwakaribisha tuchukue bow. Let's take a bow. Hey!
Wapinduru!
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in today to make today a special historic occasion. God bless you. See you at the ballot box on August 2027.
Mr. El Nino, the dancing DJ.
Good afternoon, terrorists.
Upendo na ujasiri, upendo na mwanzo nguvu, upendo tuungane, pamoja tufaulu. Upendo ndio haki, umoja ndio nguvu, upendo tuungane, pamoja tufaulu.
Upendo na ujasiri, upendo na mwanzo mpya, mwanzo mpya, mwanzo mpya, mwanzo mpya,
Upendo ndio haki, ujasiri ndio nguvu, upendo tuungane, pamoja tufaulu. Upendo ndio haki, umoja ndio nguvu, upendo tuungane, pamoja tufaulu.
Games wanna play, zishapitwa na wakati. Games wanna play, tushajua ziko dati. Games wanna play, tunajua ni mangati. Day by day, chini ya jua kuna haki. Mwanzo ni mpya na Boniface Mwangi. Weka fist kwenye ceiling. Na hii vote mina vote kinara. Kuja na mbugi si tuko kwa laina. Na hii vote tuta vote kinara. Na ni juu Boni ako kwa laina.
New beginning, change, new jasiri, chance ni kubadili maslums na mutabiri how comes. Ufisadi mingi, serikali wizi, wanaiba nyingi chapa. Kuna shida nyingi na njaa, kuna vita jiji na gangs. Boniface Mwangi ateka miradi kufaidi sisi kwa mtaa. Tumbo ziko hungry, tunalia pressure, fujo mitaani, Buda panaleta. Freedom is coming sooner than later. Tuko na imani, itakuwa better. Power to the people, pamoja tutashinda. Power to the people.
upendo na ujasiri, upendo na mwanzo mpya, mwanzo mpya, mwanzo mpya, mwanzo mpya, mwanzo mpya.
Boni kiboko yao, Boni kiboko yao, Boni kiboko yao, Boni kiboko yao.
Na hii vote mina vote kinara. Kuja na mbugi si tuko kwa laina. Na hii vote tuta vote kinara. Na ni juu Boni ako kwa laina.
Upendo na